Hello, everyone. It is called half of Talking Ball. Jose is currently not here, but that does not mean he will not call in. Everybody, welcome to Talking Ball. It's really good to have you here as always. I hope you're doing good wherever you are in the world. Good evening if you're in the UK. Good afternoon if you're here with me in the US. It's the middle of the dang night if you're in Australia. But if you're here from Australia, thank you for your commitment to Talking Ball. Truly appreciate having you here. Yeah, guys, just wanted to say I threw the link up into the chat since we've had a bit of a different day than we were expecting, and with guests and such. I went ahead and I have the link here. As usual, with this, you have to be somewhat regular in the chat and you have to have your camera on, or at least like show me that you're an actual person, then you can turn it back off. But yeah, you got anybody who would like to join the show that meets those criteria, feel free. But yeah, Tottenham Hotspur, baby. It really sucks that we don't have a game until Monday. It's my weekend routine, as I'm sure it is with all of you lot as well. To watch Spurs on the weekend. We do have today's results. We have the most recent round of predictions, and we're going to take a look at all of that closer to the end whenever we've got some more people in here. Whenever Jose hopefully is able to join us. Fingers crossed, everyone, that Jose will be able to make it. He is shopping with the ladies. I don't know if he'd like me to tell you that, but he is out shopping with the ladies. Mile High Hotspur in the house. Leo saying, "Big up, homie. Big up yourself, my guy. Big up yourself." We've also got Adrian Stroka in the house saying, "Good evening, all." Good evening to you, buddy. Very good to have you here. Chris Peters in the house. Chris Peters, one of our Patreon members, and we'll get to that later. You can become one too if you'd like. But Chris Peters saying, "Evening call, evening Adrian." Big up, big up. And then El Tal Cockerel, Jose himself, saying, "Smash that like button and make a comment, sub to the channel." I fully agree. So some things that I wanted to get into first. Guys, we're playing Chelsea on Monday. Are you at all worried about this prospect? Are you worried about who they're gonna play? I mean, who we're gonna line up against? I'm gonna throw up in a second Chelsea's lineup from whenever they played against Brentford in their most recent Premier League match, a 2-0 loss to Brentford. So I'll share that, and we'll kind of talk a little bit about their lineup. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what you guys think. But let me throw this up here. Here is no, I don't like that at all. Here is their most recent lineup. Hopefully, you guys can see that in there. But and you know what? Is this current? Yeah, it's current. They definitely are playing a weakened squad right now, and I'm hoping that we see a squad of this caliber whenever we go to play them. Let me get some music in here too. It feels awfully quiet. So let's do this. There we go, everybody. This is much better. Jose is saying, "Leo, join the stream." Leo, if you are not busy and can join, even if just for a moment, it'd be great to have you on, man. Miss you on the channel. Leo, Mile High Hotspur, has a wonderful channel himself. And I just wanted to also say real quick while we're doing housekeeping stuff, we had a show yesterday. Time flies. We had a show yesterday with Dave Harris and Brian Daigle. One of our biggest, coolest shows to date. So if you guys haven't checked that out after this is over, of course, go ahead to yesterday's show. Check that out. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of insight from those guys. Got to hear a lot about them from them. A little bit less from Jose and I, but that's good. You hear from us every day. So guys, looking at this lineup though, I'm not particularly worried. I'm not particularly scared here. I'd really like to know from everybody in the chat, is there anything from Chelsea that you fear? We know that Nkunku is not going to play. Thank God. I think with him, they're an actual team. But yeah, I'd really like to know what you're thinking about the game. Do you have any fears going in, or do you think that the form we're in with the Ange ball we're playing, we're just going to steamroll them? I mean, I go back and forth myself. Chris Peters saying, yes, it's going off in the Newcastle versus Arsenal game. Lots of scraps. Last time I checked, it was still 0-0. Let's pull that up as well. I might as well have that on, in fact, while we're going here. Yeah, 0-0 at halftime. Yeah, Chris, tell us what I've missed, or tell me what I've missed, or anybody in the chat. I'm getting ready to turn it on my phone to kind of have it going on here as we continue the show. But yeah, guys, Chelsea, we're playing them. Are you scared? I would love to know. This lineup here that I'm looking at over this lineup is not scary to me. But still, that doesn't mean that we couldn't be given a game on our day by anybody. You know how the Premier League is, of course. And I mean, I feel like they're a bit of I don't want to say sleeping giant under Pochettino, but I mean, this Chelsea team is better than the results that they've been getting. So I really just hope that they don't correct it against us. But to change the subject very quickly, what I thought Me and Queen Ellie was one of the best shows. Oh well, you're 100% right, Chris. I said one of the best shows, not the best show. So yeah, don't forget, one of the best show. So we've got a guest in the back. He needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. His name's Adrian Stroka. He knows things. He's very smart. He likes beer. And he likes Tottenham. And when I say like, I guess I should say love. This man lives and breathes Spurs. Here he comes, Adrian Stroka, everybody. Welcome him to the stage. Adrian.
I'll give you some company. You needed it. I was watching the
yeah.
Newcastle Arsenal, which is 0-0 at half time. So I clicked the link afterwards. I thought, oh, well. You know.
You're a good man. I'm actually turning that match on myself so that I can have it on in the background here on my phone. But yeah, it's really nice to have you, man. How's it going?
Fine. Beer-free weekend for me.
What? Just taking a little break?
Yeah, well.
Cool.
Just giving it a break, you know?
Sometimes you need a good weekend break. I totally understand. But yeah, respect. Good on you for that. It's always good for the body. But yeah, so man, you're looking forward to Chelsea on Monday. You said me too. It's a game that simultaneously I'm very worried about, and then also other times not worried about at all. You know, if we come out and we play Ange ball the way that we've been playing, I think there's a really good chance we win. Really good chance.
We broke that run last year, didn't we? We drew away and we beat them. Sure. So, you know, I mean, it's like they're flaky, aren't they? I mean, they've got very good players. They're just a disjointed team at the moment that lacks cohesion. They've improved a bit from their initial start, but Poch must be frustrated having to have all these players thrown at him rather than be able to pick the ones he brings in, because they've spent all that money. We can all laugh at them. Yeah, they will rise up the table. Obviously, they will climb it, but they're not going to finish above us this season. And I don't see them having I mean it. I don't see them having a prayer in hell's chance against us Monday. If we're on our game and that stadium with our world-class fans that are going to be 12 men plus, they're going to be lifting the roof, screaming for every free kick, every non-free kick, every throw, every non-throw, every offside, every non-offside. We're going to be so partisan and biased there because it's our home that they'll be quaking in their boots. If we get an early goal, I can see it being, 3 or 4 easy, because I think their heads will drop. I've seen they should have wrapped that game up when they played Arsenal at home, and to lose 2 quick goals, that something's not right there when that happens, So anyway, not for me to worry about them,
So this lineup here that they have, and I'm not sure how well that's showing on screen. But this lineup, it looks like it's from their last match against Brentford. Is that how you expect them to start against us? I don't know anything about Chelsea. I was looking up that Nicholas Jackson character. They have played
a lot of other teams and knowing any big other players. I mean, I
know that's not your thing.
Well, the point is, it's the point of what do you actually learn from it? I mean, if you can see teams when they play well, you can see a player when he plays well and say he looks decent. You do that when you go and look at possible transfers in your club. You look at these players, but it's not like your own team and your own squad. You'll see them for 40 games a season. You'll see these guys playing like, how many times are you going to see a Chelsea player? All right, out there in Europe, the Galactico players are class players, right? The best players are the best. But when it comes to the other players in teams, it's hard to assess them, you know. I mean, when I watch videos, I know the video is going to show any player in a good light. This is just going off the game a bit here. But I look for players who move the ball quick, players with vision who move the ball quickly and can make things happen, you know. If they're a defender, I'm looking for a positional play and intelligent awareness. But the same in games when I'm watching games and other teams play. But people can say, when people say to me, oh, yeah, this player's brilliant and all that, and he's not a Galactico, for example, I say, well, how many times you watched him play? And they go, well, I watched him in that game. I go, well, you can't tell. This is why when we go, now we're using data analytics, you know, this is why.
It's a good thing, but it's not the end-all, be-all.
No, it's not. No, they'll use the data analytics, then send the scouts. You do not buy because there's too many variables with data analytics anyway. So you just send your scouts afterwards. Then you still got to do proper due diligence, which we've been guilty of not doing in the past. Otherwise, and that is on the player, his psychological profile.
Yeah, how they are as a person, as a human being.
Is he an introvert? Is he an end-on-belly type or whatever? And
are they a family man? Do they go party on the weekends? You know, what's their work ethic like? Things like that. But real quick, Chris Peters is saying, "Big up, Adrian.
Big up, Chris.
Big up, Chris." We've got Chris Agambar. We've got Chris's all over the place here. Chris Agambar is also big up in everyone. Big up back, Chris. And Mr. Peters says no Udoji apparently. Yikes! We'll talk about that.
Ellie, come on. Yes.
Get on it. Ellie is saying Adrian in his 30-pound dressing gown is back. Woo! Love it. Sheree is saying big up, calling Adrian. Big up to yourself, Sheree. And then Ellie is saying Candy and he's a twat now. What an arse! I don't even know what that's about, but I like it.
Neither do I. I don't know that either.
But it's okay, Ellie. It's pretty funny. I like it. I can't jump on. So got his brother here watching the Newcastle match. Aha, that might be what that last message was about too. The Newcastle match. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Alan Sibley. Good evening, guys. Good evening yourself, Mr. Sibley. It's been a long time since Alan Sibley has been in the chat, and by that I mean I don't know, a week maybe. But it's very good to have you, Mr. Sibley. Hope you're well. Hope everything in life is going well for you, man. You know Alan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alan's a good dude. He's a real good dude.
Alan floats about quite a few podcasts. He's cool.
Yeah, real cool. Jason Cundy. I don't know anything. I don't know what happened. Was that part of the bust up that you were mentioning in the Arsenal match? So I've got some news from around the grounds. Again, I'm waiting until hopefully I'm not sure Jose is going to be able to make it. If not, we'll do this tomorrow after all the matches are done. I like to have him here while we do the kind of the results and then current standings for the little prediction league we've got running. But there have of course been a bunch of results today. We can go through those. How much football have you been watching today, Adrian? Is this match the Arsenal one, the first one you're watching?
I've been busy this morning, so
same.
I think I haven't. I know Brentford beat West Ham, wasn't it? And I can't remember the results, but I haven't had the radio on or whatever. So
yeah, no worries, man. So Ellie says that she's got her brother there, so she can't jump on, but she said that she's going to chat with us because we're her brothers too. Big love, Ellie. You are all too nice of a person. One thing I did want to point out too. This is just some randomness here, but used to be Spurs. A certain Paulo Gazzaniga and Girona are top of the league in La Liga right now. So good on him. Will he be the next Spurs player to leave and go win a trophy? I don't know, but very possibly. No, actually, I don't think Girona are going to be able to keep this up throughout the season when you're against the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona. But still, good on him. That's great. Good on him. Good on Paulo. He was a good servant to the club, a nice backup keeper, better than any of the backup keepers that we have now. That's for sure. So, yeah. So good on him. And then we'll get that out of here. One thing too, we've got some time, and so I wanted to get this in for whoever is lucky enough to be here. If you're here, you're lucky enough to see it. It's the only time I'm going to play it today.
My team has got James Maddison. James Maddison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Maddison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.
All right, and I'm going to get rid of this that I'm sharing. We'll talk more about this Chelsea lineup. Maybe we won't. But Adrian, are you ready for a couple keeper West Hams from the vault?
Sure,
you might have played these. You might have played these ones before, but maybe not. I've got some in here that are bad players. I think you were the one that mentioned that the other day. So yeah, let's get it going. If they didn't like that song, they're gonna love this one. Everyone, you know what time it is when you hear this song. It is time for the internet's favorite Tottenham game show, Keep or West Ham. And yeah, so I'm pulling some of these out of the vault. I've got a big folder full of Keep or West Hams that we save for occasions like this when there's a little bit of a lull in things or things are going slow or not exactly as planned. We can pull these out and play a bit of Keep or West Ham. So are you ready, Adrian, for the first one that I'm going to throw up?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You've got Eric Dyer versus Ben Davies. And these two players, both, you got to remember, although neither start, they both are versatile players. Ben Davies, can play at that left back role. He can play as a center back in a 3. At Dyer, he can play as a center back or a defensive midfielder or sometimes a right back maybe. He's versatile as well. So you have to think about that with both of these Joe Dogs here that they are obviously not first choice. Obviously, most people want to see the backs of them. But if you had to keep one and if you had to send one to West Ham, who would it be, Mr. Adrian?
Dyer to West Ham. I'll keep Ben Davies. When Rose was playing with us, Danny Rose, there was very little difference in the stats between Rose and Davies. That's the complete stats that they do. There was the difference with Rose was he was just better going forward than Davies was, and Davies was that little bit better defensively. I think he gets a lot of bad press. He has his career is waning now. I mean, what is he, 30 now? Is he 30, 31? I don't know.
I think so. I'll actually find that out.
He hasn't. I mean, some players have still got pace and all that at that age. He didn't seem to have it.
Yeah, he's 30. You're correct.
I think when he came on the last game, I questioned actually with him whether if you've got no future at the club, but you're still in the squad, how's your head when you go on the pitch? Are you really going to give it 110%, or are you just going to go through the motions? I mean,
that's what I think happened to us against Fulham. We had the better team out there that day, but I think so many of the players thought they were going to be leaving, including Højbjerg that day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, if you have no future and you're not going to even be competing for a starting spot.
And Dyer to me is not a centre half, so He previously under Poch, he got man of the match awards when he's playing as a midfielder, defensive midfielder. He could still do a job for someone. I don't doubt that both those players try, but our squad is, we've raised the bar a level, and those two players are not part of the future because we want better players than them. So I wish them well when they go. I'm not going to get on the hate train like a lot of people do with players. While we've got players at the club, I'll always sort of back them in one way or another, even if I don't particularly like them. And then when they're gone, because there's just no need for the hate, really. I mean,
Exactly.
It's the manager that picks them. If they keep making mistakes and the manager can't see that, then you question it. I mean, Marino loves Dyer. Come and take him off us.
Go to Roma. Yeah, Dyer can go to Italy for a while.
And we'll have you
life over there.
And then we can go for the 21-year-old left back they got who plays for Poland, Zaluski, I think he is. Or if Paratici's doing his work, we could go in for Cambiasso, another left back at Juventus. Although our priority is a left centre back first, but there are other options for January as well if we do look at the left back situation. But then again, who knows if Ange, waves his magic wand, he may get a tune out of Sessegnon, and we might not even have to. And if Sessegnon gets a few games in and does well, there's about 10 before January window, I think. Then and there's the cup game on the 6th, isn't there? The Saturday, third round of the FA Cup. So then we might not even need to have to go in for a left back. We'll have two.
Whoa, there's somebody in the back room real quick. Thumbs up if you're ready. If you can hear me. I don't want to throw him on when he's not ready yet. So we'll wait for him to thumbs up. Okay, let's throw him on. If he's not ready, if he's not ready, we'll just find out. Oh wait, he can put himself in. I'm an idiot. So looks like Jose might be here. Everybody, get excited. Jose is the main man. He is the brains behind the show. He's a great guy all around, just great person. So we're really lucky to have him here with us today. Chris Peters says Dyer swap for someone from Celtic. I don't know if he thinks he'll better than that. Or
there was rumors. There was rumors about a midfielder like Matt Riley at Celtic. I think it is. I don't know nothing about him. Apparently, he's a midfielder. He scored a couple of goals. Blah blah. If he's an Ange player, he'll be energetic. Worse ways, But we got enough in midfield, and we don't know what's happening with Lo Celso yet. And we've got six.
That's true. I don't think Lo Celso is going to stay though.
If you include Højbjerg and Skip in that equation as well, 6. So we've got enough, and I just don't see. We've gone off track now, haven't we? We've done this.
We have.
I'll come back.
But it's okay. Yeah.
So I think we're in agreement then, and everybody wants to keep Davis and get rid of Dyer.
That is true. Ellie says keep Davis more dependable, makes more tackles and blocks. Send Dyer 100% to West Spam. Liability, slow, can't pass well, not a defender. Her brother agrees too. All right. Well, that one was maybe too easy. We'll have to get a little bit more difficult here. Brother agrees. Yeah, no, we got you, Ellie. No worries. Thank you again for you guys playing. So let's get the next one here. And I'll kind of just pick them at random here. There's one I did want to ask you guys though, and you can tell it's old with the background here, but Lamela versus Richie. Eric Lamela, who divided opinion, versus Richarlison, who divides opinion. I mean, both of them are very shithousey. They both play on the wing, for better or for worse. I'm not sure that's Richarlison's best position, obviously, but they're both wingers. This is one I think hopefully is a little bit more difficult for people. I don't know though. I loved Eric Lamela, and not everyone did. So we'll see. I'm excited to see the chat.
I liked him as well. For a guy with as much talent he's got, we should have got more from him. Like you say, with the shit hours where he didn't take any crap off of anyone, did he? I mean, like both of them really, as Meta Football's just said,
Yeah, both out. Chris, big up to you, Chris.
I totally agree with that, but my proviso is the fact, the only caveat is the fact that we've got Richarlison, and he's not going nowhere, is he? If he plays well, he stays. If he plays badly, you won't sell him in January, so he stays anyway. So we've got him to the summer. So he's got this season to turn it around, because otherwise you're going to have Velez come in, and no doubt we'll probably look for another striker in summer. I don't see us going for one in January. I think we have other priorities.
Yeah,
So-
I could agree with that.
But staying on this year, I like Eric Lamela, but he was always injured for us. You know,
Right, we didn't
Charlison,
provide enough.
he's got this season to turn it around. He's got all the work ethic and all that, but he's in the team to score goals. That's why he's got the number 9, and he's not doing it. So, and that's what we need. I mean, we don't want a striker who doesn't score goals. You know.
Yep. Exactly.
Man United
Which seems to be what we're stuck with.
Joe Jordan, his strike rate was about 1 in 4. It's not good enough, you know. So
Yeah, that's better than and
I don't want him
better than
playing
Richarlison right now. That's better than Richarlison right now.
coming on Monday, but you know, we've got to trust Hatch. You've got to trust so as only because Richarlison's with us now, I would keep him and send Lamela to West Ham.
Jose, can you hear us real quick? Just asking. Are you good? Jose, thumbs up if you're good to come on. Okay, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for the word from Jose. No worries. So we've got some people in the chat. Bye Richarlison, says Alan Sibley. Not even a second thought. He just knew instantly who was going. Ellie agrees. Keep Lamela. Richie to West Spam. My bro says keep Richie. He'll come good. Ellie says so. That's a vote for keeping Richarlison. There's one there. There is my mom, Julie Sievers. Everybody, round of applause for an awesome lady. She says just popping by to say hi. You've got to make your choice while we're here. He's Brazil. He's Basil Brush number 9.
Basil Brush is.
Basil Brush. What's that mean? Explain that.
It's a puppet. Basil Brush was a puppet on his show in the UK years ago.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's some good stuff. So link is in the chat, everybody, if you want to join. Anyway, Julie again says we need consistency. I think Richie might still give us that if he finds his stride. We got to put a cap though on how long we're going to allow him to try to find his stride, I think. And is anyone interested in a prediction update? Yes, definitely. I am personally. Should we go ahead and get into the predictions, into the update on the predictions? Also, yes, I can tell everybody how much my mom loves Lamela. She loves Lamela a lot. So if she's saying to keep Richarlison over him, she must really believe that Richarlison can come good. But guys, everyone, I have bought us enough time. It looks like we've got somebody here.
Last month.
Look who it is.
And, one of them, they called.
It's Jose. What's up, bro?
As a ward clerk.
Oh, shopping with women, eh? Bloody
They
hell.
called me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know how that goes, man. I know how that goes.
Oh,
So they gave
we've just been kind of hanging out, chilling, talking a little bit about upcoming matches, talking a little bit about some older keeper West Hams. I don't know if you were seeing any of that. But,
no, I just got back. I've just seen the comments. So I've only just got back and seen the comments. But I'm surprised that more people haven't jumped on. The link was there.
No, you got the Arsenal game on, Jose.
Yeah, but is everyone? You've got 7 people, 6, 7 people watching at the moment here. So I thought they might have jumped on.
Yeah,
Well, I thought Meta might come on.
I was gonna say, yeah, my
Come
mom
on,
might
come
come
on,
on.
Matt Football.
Yeah,
Come on.
everybody's invited. Let's make it a
Click the
party.
link, come on.
Anybody who wants, but I won't beg anybody. But if you want to come on, there is the link again. So yeah, everyone, come hang out. We could do real quick while you're back, Jose. We'll do one more keeper West Ham from the vault here.
I'm having to turn mute my mic because I've got the family on the phone at the moment. So
Okay, yeah, no worries, man. Okay, so this one is one I wanted to put back up. So we keep talking about, I keep putting Richarlison up against people. I think I did this one the other day, but if you had to put Carlos Vinicius up against Richarlison. And I know that's funny, and I probably asked this one a million times, but for me, I honestly think you keep Carlos Vinicius. He's just more accurate in front of goal. I mean, he's got a better strike conversion rate.
Sorry, mate, he's fucking shit.
Yeah, he is.
Vinicius, but he's gotten better stats than
Colin, wipe your eyes with soap. Wipe your eyes with soap because you obviously got shit in them. You can't see properly. He is absolute dog poo.
Has he not been performing? Last season, he got better stats than Richarlison did.
He's still shit.
What does that say about Richarlison then? That means Richarlison's real bad.
I would keep him. I'd keep Richie over these two. Again, I would still keep him. I mean, we have to keep one, so I'm keeping Richie.
That's a good. No, that makes sense. I see it. I liked Carlos Vinicius. I thought he would have been a great backup. I wish they hadn't been asking such an exorbitant fee for him. But whatever. What happens? Oh, hey, guys. One second here.
Oh,
I get that. Hello. Yeah, hey, Chris. Yes, of course, man. Of course we'll get you on. 1 second, buddy. 1 second. Good to have you here, by the way. Very, very good to have you. Boom, everybody.
Hello.
Chris from Medical TV in the building. What is up, my guy? How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm older than yesterday, so let's just leave it at that.
Me too. I didn't even think about that yet today. Yeah, I definitely.
Just doing the dishes, putting the dishes away. So don't mind me.
Right.
Oh yeah, no. All
Go
good.
ahead.
All good.
Go ahead, man.
So we have been doing a couple keeper West Hams. You've been playing, of course. Did you get one in for the Carlos Vinicius versus Richarlison?
Oh yeah, Carlos Vinicius all day long, man. I hate Richarlison. I'm sorry to use the word Richarlison, but yeah, I just hate him.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's funny. I just think Carlos Vinicius is actually a pretty good player and proves that he could score goals in the Premier League. He's with the shit Fulham team right now, but put him in our team with our guys beating him, and I think he scores goals.
it's bad enough that they sold the fella. They lost Mitrovic, and so it's bad enough they lost Mitrovic and they can't score goals. But then they stick fucking Vinicius in the side, and they look even less potent. They should just play without him.
Well, that's probably the team, though, isn't it?
I think it has to be. It has to be. And Mitrovic was also wildly underrated. I think Mitrovic is actually a really good striker, and so the fact that they lost him is a big loss for a team like Fulham. Mitrovic gets a lot of hate and not enough respect, in my opinion. I think Mitrovic was a damn fine striker.
Not to my liking. I don't like static. These put the ball in the box and header and that's it. I mean, obviously he's not that basic, but I don't.
Yeah, he seemed like Kane Light to me. He always sort of seemed like Kane Light, or even or Diego Costa Light. Maybe that's probably a better comparison. But Diego Costa Light was what I always got.
I think he was more mobile. Diego Costa was more mobile, especially in his Atletico Madrid days. But Mitrovic just looks like, plonk it in, I'll header it in, and we'll score. That's what he looked like to me. Diego Costa was more mobile, especially seeing him week in, week out here in Spain.
Yeah, true. I forgot. You. Yeah.
The last time Mitrovic was in the Premier League with Fulham, he was rubbish. They got relegated. He scored loads of goals. They came back up. He scored goals when they came back. Hence, they wouldn't have sold him if they'd thought,
he could continue to do it.
He's
great for sure. Yeah.
I mean, he does the job, but he does that job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does that job, and that's it. And he does it well. He does that job. So I don't know. It's just not for me. He can go to Saudi Arabia with Richarlison, or he can take him with. I don't know. Hey,
but Dry Roast Peanut has a hilarious answer for the question, and it says he's going to pick Richie just because of the way Vinicius celebrated that goal against Marine in the FA Cup. That was pretty funny. The trademark celebration he does. He did celebrate a little hard against, what were they, League One side? But Dry Roast Peanut does agree, though, that Richarlison has a higher ceiling. Ellie says Richie is better than Vinicius, and her bro agrees. Apparently, Anthony Gordon just muffed the chance. And then Ellie's saying what's up to everyone, and yeah, we're pretty caught up. We're pretty caught up on comments, so that's great. Well, while we're waiting on Jose to get back, because he wants it's his baby, the prediction table. So I will give you guys another one that is, again, it's players. It's kind of like who cares, and that's sort of why they're fun. Some of them are hard because it's like, wow, these are both great players. I don't want to lose one, and then others are hard because you're just like, who gives a shit? And here's one of those right now. Fraser Forster versus Gazaniga. Both backup keepers. Both who gives a shit. But you got to keep one, and you got to send one to West Ham. Do you keep the Panhands man? Or do you keep the Paulo Gazaniga?
Gazaniga.
I'd keep Forster, actually. Go on, Chris. Give your opinion.
No,
Yeah,
Gazaniga. For me, Gazaniga. I don't know why, but just Gazaniga.
Well, I mean, and with the whole Spanish connection. I mean, I talked earlier. I did a little used to be Spurs thing here. That he currently Girona are top of the league in La Liga. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, and his brother plays for Racing de Ferrol, which is about 35, 40 miles down the road from where I am. So there's a connection there, but it doesn't mean that I'm choosing him because of that. But
I don't know. No, I don't know.
No, it's nothing to do with it. But I just think that what I saw from Gazaniga was more than what everyone's seen from Foster as a Spurs player. And I just like Gazaniga more from what I've seen.
I agree.
My mom just likes his looks. I think
we hadn't seen a fantastic amount of Forster as a Spurs player.
No, yeah, there you go. So that's what I'm basing it on.
He looked good. The reason I'm picking him, and there's not a lot between it again, is because I remember watching Gazaniga in pre-season friendlies away, and he got done on his near post in one friendly. It was like, and I thought, question is his angles, like, you know. And then another game he tried to correct it, and he got done on the far post, like, you know, when someone coming. I thought, you know, when people say, "Oh, they're good shop stoppers," listen, every goalkeeper's got to be a good shop stopper,
or else how would they make it into?
Yeah, that's part of the prerequisite of being in their skill set, isn't it? I mean, so you know,
the most basic. Sorry to cut you off there, Adrian, but the most basic kind of like requisite for a goalkeeper is your position. The rest you can then include, stopping with your feet, with your legs, with the rest of your body, with your hands. Obviously, the hands is front and foremost. But if you haven't got good positioning,
so I would say
the rest is pointless.
Reaction time. Yeah, you got to have good positioning and good reaction time, and the rest can be taught probably to a certain extent.
Yeah,
and for a big man, Forster, you could criticize him for like not getting down quick enough.
Or like penalty shootouts against Fulham, something like that.
God, fucking damn! That's still
in goal, you know. For that
makes me want to punch myself in the eyes. I don't have to look at it.
But he did have a good match that night, you know, because he did make two or three saves, maximum. But he did make saves.
Yeah, and it was with his feet. I don't even know if he meant to do it. But anyways, I'll be a little nicer. But he did it. You're right. He did it. And my son's a goalkeeper, and I know how difficult it is to be a goalkeeper. I played keeper, but only at high school level. I never played any higher than that.
My son's
I was a sweeper keeper before it was in fashion. I didn't like having people take shots. So I would just be like, nope. I'm going to take this off your feet. You are absolutely not getting a shot off. I just didn't want to face them. So I would just,
it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. More difficult than people think.
Get the timing and everything right for.
Just the basics of positioning is not as easy as people think. And then they are the most criticized player on the pitch when things go wrong. So
even though there's 10 others that are
and we need to look for a goalkeeper in the summer to replace Forster anyway. But that can wait till the summer. You know, someone who's better than these two. You know,
Austin
and Whiteman aren't good enough, in my opinion, in the under 21s. But from the little I've seen of them, the young keeper Keeley looks good and all that, but the others are too young. So we need to bring in. It's difficult with goalkeepers, isn't it? Because you've got to. If you bring a player in, they expect to play, don't they? So
It depends on
Bringing
what
an
type
up-
of goalkeeper you bring in. If you bring in an experienced goalkeeper that's willing to sit on the bench and help Vicario in whatever way he can and help the team, then that's fine. If you're bringing in a young goalkeeper that's going to put a pressure on him to play in cup matches or to fill in whenever Vicario is injured or whatever the circumstances may be, then he might not be prepared, or he might have an extremely huge personality and do the biz from day one. It's very, very difficult. So I mean, that's just elite sport for you. So
I think they'll either keep Forster or they'll go for, like you suggested, Chris. It'll be another experienced goalkeeper, maybe a little bit younger. I mean, what's Forster? 36? Is he? What? 35?
36, something like that.
It's
You can get Lloris in.
Boris Britt says, though, that if Forster was first choice for most of last season, we would have gotten Europa League, since Hugo let in so many terrible chances that cost us games. Forster saved us many times. He was an improvement, but I think that just shows how shit Lloris was, rather than that Forster's any good.
Didn't have a good season, Lloris, at all. Of what is expected of him and his his world class status, but of course the dip had to come at some point. And could that be the club and the team
You're saying,
at fault?
You just said, most criticized position, 10 other players on the pitch that should be helping him. So yeah, I mean, we just talked about that. So that is a good point.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
No, you did.
Oh, sorry. Okay, fine.
No, it's okay. No, I said that strangely, but no. I also just wanted to get Jose's vote. He hasn't voted on any of these yet. Jose.
Yeah, go on.
Do I have to vote?
Hasn't he got? Yeah. Do you have to vote?
Yeah, you do. Of course you do.
Of course.
I think they're both shit.
Well, yeah, that's a fact. That's part of why this one's so fun, because who fucking cares about either of these two?
Jose, when you went shopping, did you buy a bag of anger while you was out there?
No, it's just the ones that he's put up so far. I think they're fucking useless.
Yes.
I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, you're right. I agree.
Quality that I expect, they're fucking shit.
What about this one? I literally went up one day, or I stayed up one day and I put together some bad ones on purpose. But anyway,
who's the guy on the right?
Cocker, Stephen Cocker.
Stephen Cocker.
Yeah.
Stephen Cocker. Oh.
But yeah.
Stephen.
Anyway. So Newcastle scored. Anthony Gordon scored, but they're checking VAR for a push. It looks like in the build-up. So guys, keep us updated. I'll keep it updated too on the computer. But
it's the push. Chris says, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, would you like to go ahead and hit those? We'll go ahead. We'll talk a bit about the the scores and our table and things of that.
Predictions.
Yes, well, that's the word. Why couldn't I think?
Have you been linked with anyone today? I haven't checked any of my news feeds today or updated.
Nothing's happened except for I have heard from somebody in the chat here that it looks like Udogie is going to be out. Udogie is going to be out for our game tomorrow. So that leaves us with either. Well, I mean that leaves us with Emerson because Ben Davies is also hurt. So looks like Emerson at left back tomorrow is the only bit of news, or Monday. It's the only bit of news I've gotten. But yeah, now it's an offside check. Are they just trying real hard not to have Arsenal lose this match? They're like, wait, he pushed him. Oh wait, no,
it's a goal. It's a goal.
Goal.
So if it's a goal, what's the score?
1-0.
Oh, is that the 1-0? Is it okay?
Yep.
Or is it at the Emirates, or is it at the other Emirates? Because it's all the same.
I was just at the library and I didn't see anybody there, so I don't think it's at the Emirates.
It's in the black and white stadium.
Is it the black and white stadium? Okay.
Yeah,
right. Is it the Birdseed Stadium? Okay.
Given, yes, life is good, everybody.
Shay Given, is he still playing?
Yeah, he probably.
He was a good. I wouldn't mind him in his prime.
He was very good, wasn't he?
All right, so should we start, Jose, with the matches? If you look in the banners here on the side, I've got them in the one that's the folder titled 11.4. I've got all the matches that have been finished and their scores. If you want to look at those, and you can
Yeah,
pull them
go
up if you want. Jose.
Right, quote. Fulham 0, Man United 1. At the moment, Bobby K and Dry Roasted Peanut both went for 2-1 Man United. So they got 1 point each. Everyone else didn't get nothing, and everyone else didn't get nothing in that game.
Oh.
Brentford 3, West Ham 2.
I was going to.
No, Carl Simpson predicted the actual correct result. This ain't. I don't know what you're showing there. That's last week.
You're right. It is. I have it up here.
So at the moment, you've got Carl Simpson. Yeah. So I've highlighted one because I've updated that since I sent it to you this morning. So at the moment, the second game, Carl Simpson's got the correct result, 3-2. So he scores 3 points.
Nice job, Carl.
But then with people getting the home win, you've got me with a point, Wayne B got a point, Totspur's got a point, Ellie's got a point, Dave the Irish Hotspur got a point, and Adrian's got a point.
Are you changing the rules just to suit yourself now, Jose?
Why?
Like with the home win, you get a point, and because you're so far back in the table now that you think.
No. It's always been there.
I know.
I'm not so far back, Chris. Show him the table.
I know. I haven't got a clue where you are, mate. It's just the last time you were both brilliant.
Winding you up.
Before today's games, Chris, have a look where I was before today's game.
I don't know where you were. I'm just winding you up, man.
Put the table up there. Carl, give him a show, will you? There you go.
I'm top, am I? Go on.
Boom. Yeah.
But I didn't play this week, so.
Yeah, I know but you're gonna have to climb your way back up. It's possible. Jose shows that it's possible.
When's this table from? From last week?
This is pre this weekend.
Pre this weekend. Okay, yeah. So this way I'm gonna have to. Oh, geez.
But people
don't go hard.
But you can catch up quite quickly in this table. So
yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Right, the next game is Burnley Crystal Palace, which finished 0-2.
Oh, dear.
And from that we've got Chris Peters got the correct result.
Wow.
Nice job, Chris Peters.
So did Sheree.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that got the correct, or Palace to win, but not the correct result, were Top Spurs, Bobby K, Dry Roasted Peanut, Beer Talk, Dave the Irish Hotspur, Who's News, Carl Simpson, and Adrian.
Burnley are in trouble, aren't they?
Jesus. Everton drew 1-1 with Brighton. And no one got the correct result, but two people predicted a draw and so got a point each, and that was Ellie and Who's News. Everybody went for a Man City win, but no one got the correct result.
You thought you were going to get it.
I would have said 6-1 because that's just obvious, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Sheree went 6-0.
Wow, 6-0.
And I went 7-0. So
you went 7-0?
There. It's up there. Look, 7-0 right at the top.
No, I can't see it, Joe. It's okay.
I went 7-0. So everybody scored 1 point because they
wow.
want Man City to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Sheffield United Wolves. Adrian Shoker got the correct result. 2-1.
Nice job, Adrian.
So Adrian gets 3 points for that.
Well
Who's News went for the home win or had the home win. So got 1 point. Everyone else either predicted a draw or an away victory. So no one else scored any points. And at the moment, the game Arsenal stays as it is. There's only one person who's got 1-0, and that's Dry Roasted Peanut.
Oh my God, Dry Roasted Peanut is a freak. I'm seriously going to start taking gambling advice from you guys. Damn.
So at the moment, without the Arsenal game included, and not Forest Villa, no Luton, Liverpool, no Tottenham, Chelsea, I've scored 2 points so far this week. Colin, you scored 1. Wayne Bonner's got 2. Tot Spurs has got 3. Jim's got 1. Bobby K's got 3. Ellie's got 3. Chris Peters has 4. Dry Roasted Peanut has 3. Beer Talk has 2. David the Irish Hotspur has 3. Brian Daigle has 1. Sheree has 4. Who's News has 3. Carl Simpson has 5. Adrian Troker has 6. So far,
I think I'm going to just stay out of relegation.
Adrian's leading it at the moment. just as we're talking
Well,
right now, Adrian's leading the predictions so far this week. But
Come on tomorrow. Come on tomorrow. Hopefully I get a couple more points because I am looking bad. But of course Jose's winning. I think he's cooking the books.
Well, I don't know if I'm winning.
Can you put down the side of your spreadsheet how many games that's been judged by and how many
Yeah. See, if you open it up,
individual games we
Yeah,
put the orders in because
look,
like Chris Mettery has missed one.
Yeah.
I've only just been included this week.
Yeah.
Right? So just to give it a little, we could have a bit of fun with that at the end. I know it's all just fun anyway.
Yeah, but you've got it there. Look, so Chris is top, and he's had 3-11-6. So he's had
No,
20.
I mean how many game days? How many game days has he got his points from?
But you can see he's got 20 because there's 10
No,
games.
no, it's not the points. I'm talking about right. Supposing we did.
You're not understanding me, Adrian. Look, where it says correct 3, predict 11, wrong 6. That's 20 predictions. That's 2 weeks. Do you see what I mean?
What I'm saying is, if you did it like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, whatever it is, if someone wasn't about in week 3, at the end of the season, you say, well, they got that amount of points, but they only put their predictions down for like 10 of the weeks in the season or something like that. You know what I mean?
But if I was to do that, then I'm a bit messed up because John Fitzpatrick yesterday only put in 4 scores out of the 10.
Right.
So
can you do that?
No, but he didn't.
Oh.
Obviously, he hasn't in the chat. He wasn't.
It was in the chat. Yeah.
I had to go back in the chat and start checking all the results again, and I did it again. This
Big up,
morning.
dude. Thank
I had to
you
do
for
this
that.
morning.
Big up.
And the people that didn't come to the show yesterday, Chris, after the show finished, you can comment on the video.
Yeah.
At the bottom, add your comments. 2 people added their comments there. So Totspurs missed it, and so did Dry Roasted Peanuts. But they messaged and they put comments down there last night to say, we missed the show, but these are our predictions for the week. So I was able to add them in.
Well, because I didn't do that for this week's. Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, you can come back, Chris. Trust me, I'm on 8 points for the entire game.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I just thought like if at the end of the season, you had something that's 38 games, some of us might have done 30-week predictions, some might have done 34, some might have done 28, and it would just have been interesting to see points gathered from the amount of game days.
But as I understand it, Adrian, if you extrapolate 20 predictions, that's 2 weeks because each week has got 10 predictions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's already 2 weeks. So 30 predictions is 3 weeks. 40 predictions is 4 weeks.
So you're able to work out. It's easy to work out.
Yeah. So that's as far as I understand it, at least.
It's
I get what Adrian's saying, but yeah.
It was only to be fun, but people. I did it 2 weeks ago to start off with, and people decided, can we have the predictions again? So we're now running. It's like the 3rd we've done it now, so we might as well just keep it here because people have asked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when this week is done, like tomorrow or the Monday night game, that will be 30 predictions done.
Yeah.
Since it started, so that'll be 3 weeks done.
Yeah.
If I understand correctly.
We won't announce the results till Tuesday.
That is correct.
Okay.
Tuesday's when we'll announce the results. And then every Friday, by hook or by crook, we'll do the predictions every Friday. Unless we come towards Christmas and they start pulling the games earlier. But then we'll advise people. For now, it's every Friday.
Yeah, watch out. I'll actually start putting on YouTube, you can create posts. And if for some reason anything has to change with it, there will be a post posted where you can then also leave your comments for your choices. So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Suggestions for you guys though. You could do your player ratings, right? Because that involves the chat as well. It's always good to involve the chat because you get more people come and get involved with the show.
Hold on, we'll talk about all these off camera. Let's talk about all these later. This is boring stuff. So let's get back to the Chelsea match. I just want to talk real quick, and I wanted the opinion of Eltel Cockerell up there. And I want to be by you. I want to be by my buddy. So okay, I'm gonna share again this, and it's the starting lineup of of Chelsea from their last game against Brentford. Do you expect this to mostly be their starting lineup? I looked at their injury list and it's still bad.
Right,
I don't.
Sanchez will be in goal.
Okay.
Who play right back could be a toss-up because Reece James is back from injury now, so they may play right back. They might play Reece Jones in there.
It's not who will play. Sorry, I can't see it.
The right back last week was Diassi.
Okay, yeah, Diassi, yeah, okay. Right.
Left back Cucurella. I don't know if they've got another left back. Is Maatsen? Maatsen's a left back, but I don't know whether they play him enough. Levi Koval will play at the back with Silva if they're fit.
Okay.
Their midfield three is going to be, I presume it's going to be Fernandes, Gallagher, and Caicedo if they're fit. And then their forward three, I would have thought is going to be Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling, and it seems to be that Cole Palmer's the flavour at the moment, isn't he? So
Sterling as a number 9,
no,
or Jackson as a number 9.
Jackson's the
Jackson.
9.
Yeah, Sterling on the flank. Okay, yeah.
Sterling one flank, Palmer the other. I think the lineup will be. I mean,
Don't they have this guy too? The Nani.
Madueke, yeah.
Madueke, they've got Madueke, but they've got Mudryk as well. They've got other people. It's just it seems to be the flavour at the moment. It seems to be the others.
Didn't Madueke come from our academy, or am I making that up? Okay. Wow, and he's getting first team football at Chelsea right now. But he left our academy. That sucks a lot. But anyway, interesting. Well, that lineup isn't one that I'm particularly scared of, guys. If I'm being completely honest, you know what I mean. But in the past, we know that Chelsea are in trouble, and in the past, Tottenham have been that team that help teams out of trouble. Help them out of their slump, get them back. Because we know Chelsea are better than the results that they're getting. At least.
Are they? I think they're shit.
Well, with this current lineup, they're definitely not great. That's for sure. Cucurella, you could say, is a good player. You could say Silva's good in defense.
Nah, in all honesty, I think they've wasted a lot of money. They've wasted a hell of a lot of money. They just went and bought everything everything that moved. They basically bought.
They've basically done a football manager.
Yeah, they bought everyone they could buy, possibly that moved, and they could get. And they've brought them all in on these big, super long-term contracts, hoping that they'll find a jewel or a few jewels, and that'll keep them going.
Right.
They have no cohesion whatsoever, unless the panel disagree. I don't think they have no cohesion whatsoever at that club at the moment.
Me and Adrian will be the first to tell that we don't watch enough of them. Chris, sorry, I interrupted you really bad. It was an accident.
No, that's no problem whatsoever. We spoke at the same time, I think. Names don't make a team. You could be called Joe Bloggs and be the best, number 6, because no one knows you. But that could bring you the cohesion. What Jose's talking about, because you control the game and you do what's needed to be done. You pull the strings. But then you could be called Caicedo and be absolutely useless because you've got no cohesion with Fernandes, right? You just right. So then your team lacks a lot of what you think on paper does the job. So it really doesn't matter who you've got, because apparently we're meant to be shit, but we're top of the league. We've got a great manager. He's brought a lot of spirit back into this and hope and whatever you want, all the positives back into this club, right? And we've basically got a few new players, and we're the dog's bollocks. And they've spent millions and millions and millions and millions, and they're nowhere to be seen. So it really doesn't matter what you've got on paper.
Yes.
And the other thing, if you look at that team they've picked, and you see where Poch has come in and sort of made a statement, most of those players have played in the Premier League. They're not a lot of the big money signings that have come. And if you look at them, Sterling, Palmer off of City, you look at them, Cucurella, they're all Premier League ones when you look at them. So what's Poch staying here if he picks that team? He's saying, well, you've gone out Bowley, you've gone out and bought all these players, but you don't, he's done a leave. He doesn't know nothing about football. You know what I mean? So he's done it, but they look like they're all Premier League players to me. There might be one in there that isn't. I mean, I'll have to look at the list again.
No, there are a lot of them.
The player that's got most Premier League experience there is the goalie.
Sterling. Oh yeah. True.
That's the only one, isn't it? I mean, yeah, Levi Colwill, yeah, he's played at Wolves, but what about the rest of them?
I mean, Sterling, obviously.
Well, Sterling, yeah, but I mean, you can't win matches just on your goalie and your left winger.
100%. 100%.
What about the rest of it? What about the rest of it? Yeah, but Cucurella's he's a very good player. He was a very good player, and Barcelona were after him to bring him back home because he was a Barcelona academy player, and that didn't go ahead for whatever reason. And I think that he's wasted how many was it? 2 years now at Chelsea. He's wasted it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are. I mean,
right. Like
there has to, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. He's not a big name, he's not a Thiago Silva, right? But he's very good. He's a very good player. It's just that in my opinion, at least, it's what happened a bit to us. We had Harry Kane's, and we had this, that, and the other, and we were just going slowly downhill, and which makes normal players, not Harry Kane, but I mean like your Cucurella's, go downhill and lose value because the team and the club are not going anywhere. And this is what I think Chelsea's happening to Chelsea. So players like Cucurella, they have to leave on a small amount, on a small selling amount, or for a small amount, sorry, to revamp their careers. Because he was brilliant at Brighton, but Brighton had a great atmosphere. They had a good manager there. They want to replicate it at Chelsea. You can't replicate things just because you take 2 or 3 pieces to another club. Totally different atmosphere. Totally different.
Dynamic and dressing room. And
it's totally different. It's just not. It doesn't happen. I
mean, he's good going forward, but how good is he defensively? And he's not the tallest, is he? He's not the tallest, which might go against him with some managers.
He's not. No, he's not. No. But that's the Barcelona academy for you. You don't really like on your wing backs or your left back, your right back, whatever. But your wing back, they're not really shown. The philosophy is not to defend because you're an attacking minded club. You see, so that goes through all the ranks from when you're under the 9s, under 10s, whatever, all the way through, and that's the way the first team plays. So all the youth teams play. So Cucurella was part of that. Even when he was playing at Getafe, he was more defensive because the manager was a hell of a lot more defensive because of the requirements needed that of the team. But if we're talking about the player as a player himself, he's more offensive than he is defensive, definitely. So,
well, I think that's happening at Spurs because I was watching under 21s last night and they won 4-3 at Norwich. Norwich deserved something out of that game, though, from what I saw. And I think
that was a well fought victory.
But they can get bullied a little bit,
Yeah. But you said that's happening at Spurs as well. What do you mean? They're playing like the first team?
Yeah.
Oh, well, but that's good news, though. That's good news because
whole structure. Yeah. Once Dean Rastrick went. They had a strict pay structure there. This is part of Paratici, though, doing this. He went, well, all this is wrong. Like, you know what I mean? What are you doing here? Like, and a few faces left, didn't they?
But you'd think that would be obvious because Ajax, Barcelona, teams that have got a philosophy of playing football, and not just winging it with buying multi-million-pound players and winning on the off chance. You think that's obvious, But
I mean, I agree. If Levy could go around the planet nicking all these ideas to make a super stadium we've got, you think they do the same thing with football as well, wouldn't you? Go and adopt,
it's not exactly
certain areas. I mean, one thing they broke, which really made a big difference, is the pay structure. They had a strict pay structure for the academy and their players. Mm-hmm. Well, you're not going to get the best players if when a club down the road offers them more money, because most players will go for the money. Even if they're young, they could still be on a few thousand a week as a youngster.
Yeah. But that's a big problem.
Yeah, that's all gone now. That's all been changed. It's all gone. I mean, the whole, and the team has to play. I mean, the idea is like when Hoddle went to Chelsea years ago, he did it. He got all their youth teams or academy teams playing the same way as the first team. These people were a bit ahead of their time on this. I mean, I know because the old adage was, you play to your strengths, right? Mm-hmm. So if you had a big centre forward back in the day, you lump the ball up to him, and things like that. Well, No, if you're going to have a philosophy at a club, you have it through the team. If you're short in one area, you don't lump it forward because you play the way with you've got. If it doesn't work, you try and strengthen and bring in players in those areas that you can play that way, that you want all your teams to play.
Yeah, but I'm in total agreement with that. But that comes from a philosophy. You have to have a philosophy. If you want to lump like long ball or cross from the wings, that is your football philosophy. You have to maintain that, and each and every window you have to go and look for that 6'4" centre forward, that 6'2" centre forward. If you're not going to play like that, you need totally different players. Do you know what I mean? But that always has to come from a philosophy. There has to be a starting point at a club. And Spurs, for example, have not had a philosophy for umpteen years. That is the problem, you see. And just winging it, you can't win. You can't win just by winging it. You see, you might get lucky, but you have to have a philosophy. If you don't have a philosophy,
and how could that be hard? I mean, and how could that be so hard for people to understand? That's what I don't get. How it seems like it took like rocket science for them to figure it out, but.
It can be,
I don't know.
It can't always be easy to find those players. I mean, with Ange, that like what you've seen, that his wide players, his fullbacks included, have got to be fast. His two central defenders, or four of them, have got to be fast. His three frontline players have got to be fast. Not so much with a Basuma and Maddison type in midfield, because neither of them they're probably the two slowest players in the team, to be honest. But they're so effective when they're on their game, aren't they? Both of them are very good players. And Bentancur's quicker than the pair of them.
Yes, but the physical, sorry, Adrian, but the physical speed isn't as important, okay? Maybe Basuma, for example, defensively, because he has to cut out like a pass, or he has to get, rough someone up, right? But the psychological, right? The vision has to be fast, right? To get the passes, like the ball pinging around the pitch, right? So you don't have to be that fast physically as your wing backs or your wingers, for example.
And it's different in midfield, because you won't often find yourself in midfield running at pace with the ball.
Yes, exactly.
You'll be turning and twisting and passing sideways. You in the centre of the field, you've got your vision.
Yes. But,
to both wings and straight ahead.
Exactly.
If you're attacking midfield,
that is exactly right.
Your fullbacks and your wingers, obviously they'd be bombing on, like, you know what I mean, and so are your strikers.
So in the midfield has to be fast psychologically to know how to distribute the ball, and the rest have to be fast and not. Yeah. So we're totally agreeing on that. Yeah, definitely.
Football brains in midfield and be able to do
there you go. Yeah.
Turning like Basuma and Bentancur can beat the press as well, like,
And then you have other players that have everything, that are fast, that are physical, and they've got a football brain as well, which are few and far between, but they do exist. And I'm sure Ange's got them spotted already. And whatever requirement the teams need, they'll probably be on the paper already working on a contract.
Currently at 90 minutes, it's still 0-0. Or sorry, it's still 1-0 to Newcastle. Just letting everybody know.
Goal off, Colin. Christ's sake.
Just letting everybody know. It's still 1-0.
Just want to ask one final question to you both, right? Is where is the game won or lost on Monday for you, Adrian?
Midfield. I mean, you can get someone to do something great on the right wing and left wing, but in midfield, I think we will have too much for him, because we're a cohesive unit in midfield. Sarr deserves to keep his place. If anything, Basuma didn't have his best game, but his stats weren't bad looking back. I thought he had a bit of a drop-off, but his stats were okay for what he's involved in. Maddison obviously stays in. I can see Bentancur be given a half hour in the second half. But you never know with Ange. He might surprise us. He might start Bentancur. You never know. He could start Bentancur instead of Basuma. You never know, rather than Sarr drop. I've been singing Sarr's praises lately, though.
Adrian, from what I saw, though, the other day, I saw Bentancur not being fully fit. I saw him off. He was off the pace. I saw him not being robust and doing what he normally does. And it's understandable because he's just coming back from injury. Yeah. I don't think he even gets half an hour tomorrow. I think he gets less time tomorrow.
Yeah, half hour to less, possibly. Yeah, but I think then it all depends how the game's going, because you don't know what other we may have in full substitutions. You don't know, right? If players have been booked, I mean, hopefully not for injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we got the option now. If Batuma gets a silly booking for dissent, Ange can say, well, like, you know, be pros out there, guys, because if you get booked, I'm going to hook you because I've got someone good at heart and bring on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe you wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a nice issue to have. We haven't
it's something
always had. You know what I mean?
I've noticed fans get. Funny thing is, the one person I'm more confident when he's got a booking who won't get sent off is Romero. He always seems to go in a different zone when he's booked. Right?
Yeah,
but
that is true.
any other player, I don't know. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Udogie has shown great maturity on a booking. He did it at Arsenal, didn't he? Away. Others, I don't know. Others that show great maturity on the booking in that team. If it's forwards, you're pretty confident they're not going to get a second one. But you know,
but I mean, it happens.
Would I be confident on Porro getting a booking? No, I wouldn't. I mean, he's improved a lot. He made a great last-ditch tackle against Palace, didn't he? After completely missing a header for their first goal again on a far post, he got done. I don't want to be too critical of him. Like I say, I'll judge him at the end of the season or after.
Yeah, he's improving. He's improving.
He's technically very good, you know. So, I mean, you know, if there was rumours about us being in for a right back, say Wilfred Singer at Torino or someone I like, or something like that, then if we see when I read between the lines of the transfer market, when I we're a right back, people, we don't need one. We got Royal and we got Porro and we got Spence out on loan, blah blah blah, and all that. I get that, but what I'm thinking is, if we did go in for a right back, then that would tell me that Ange is thinking of pushing Porro further forward as competition for Gulu. So we don't know what his long-term thinking is.
Yeah,
it's another reason why I don't think he won't get rid of Højbjerg or Skip in January. This is all too early. We got other priorities. We got a month, but no doubt that new recruitment team with Langer in it now will be looking, because Ange hinted, I'd like to get these in early. I'll see where it's coming from. If he could get the signings in early, one or two, so a centre back and a left back in early in January, that's good. That also gives the selling club time, a month, to replace the player, unless they're overstocked in that particular position. And we're getting a lot of rumours about Højbjerg. I mean, matey, Calvin Phillips, he isn't that much better an upgrade on Højbjerg. Højbjerg last season, 31 games, 4 goals, 5 assists. You know, we get round to the summer, we're going to have Champions League football. You can clip that, right? We will have Champions League football, and then we'll Højbjerg.
I'm going to clip it. I'll clip it for sure.
We want to leave. If he's got Champions League football, he might. But he might, if between now and the end of the season he hasn't got enough game time. But it's no guarantee that he'll want to go if we've got Champions League football. And then it depends who comes in for him and a club that he wants to go to, because he's good enough to play for a top club, you know. So that all depends, doesn't it? I still want a left centre back. I still want a centre back.
So we've gone off on tangent, but you're saying we'll win it in the midfield.
Yes, we will win it in midfield.
Right.
We can't see it. I think we just got. I mean, who's got midfield like us? I mean, I haven't seen the Liverpool midfield click in full flow yet. I think Man City probably got a better midfield than us, but it's on the day, isn't it? We're saying it's on the day. You know, that's what counts.
True, but we put up these our kind of midfielders up against their midfielders that are kind of be opposite them. Basuma versus Caicedo.
You've got the Master and the Apprentice, who are at Brighton together.
Yep. And then you've got Maddison versus Gallagher, which is these aren't like for like. Obviously, we don't play the exact same type of
midfield versus our three, basically.
Right. Yep. And then Enzo, sorry, and Sar boy, the Sar boy.
Chris, what's your opinion? Where's the game won or lost on Monday, mate? What for you?
Regardless of whether it's Monday, Tuesday morning, or Wednesday at nap time, for me, games are always won in midfield, because that's the connection between defense and attack. Obviously, if you compare midfields, you can't disrespect their players on paper, because we were after Gallagher. Gallagher isn't a bad player. He was wanted. He had a great season at Palace, etc. So he can't be a bad player. You've got Caicedo, which is not a bad player at all. He did the business at Brighton, albeit under a different way of playing. And you've got Enzo Fernandez, he's a World Cup winner. Yeah, that's great.
Right. What
But-
does that really
Yeah,
mean?
but
at the end of the day?
it means absolutely nothing because their third goalkeeper is a World Cup winner as well. But we don't. No one knows. No one knows who he is. So it really doesn't mean anything to me on a match day whether you're a World Cup winner or not. And that goes for Romero because Romero could come in and break someone's leg in 5 minutes. It doesn't really matter if you're a World Cup winner or not to me, right? Because you just always got to do it 90 minutes every time you play. And that's not easy to be on the ball all the time.
Have you guys watched much of Casado? Because what I've seen him, he ain't impressed me at all.
No.
So Jose knows a bit about
hang
him
on.
from Brighton, I think.
He probably does. Yeah, more than us.
Chris,
But anyway,
finish that. Carry on, Chris.
thank you. So I think that as a team, whether they have better players than us or not, I'm not going to debate that. But I think that as a team, we are in a much better place than them. And the midfield is going to be key, as Adrian was saying. And we're just going to win just basically because we're a better team. And we're proving it. We're in a much better place. We've got that momentum. And that is what will pull us through. Whether it's going to be 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, 4, whatever. But we've got that momentum because we're in a better place.
Boom.
So the reason why we
very,
got
very
pictures, obviously, Chris, you didn't watch yesterday's show. If you had, then you would have seen these pictures. We put these pictures up yesterday because my opinion before the show is, and I said to Colin, my opinion was that the game gets won or lost in the midfield. So,
is it? Oh, there you go.
That's the reason why we had the three pictures up.
That's why he was asking you guys. He wanted confirmation.
Well,
He
that's
was-
yeah. Good minds think alike.
And you didn't watch the game, but then with Adrian, you were in the chat, but it's easier to speak to somebody than look in your chat all the time. So that's why I asked you the same question today, Adrian, that we probably did ask yesterday. It's easier to ask you face to face than put it in the chat.
Absolutely. I want to put this up real quick for everybody. Final. This is the final.
Final score.
The game is over. Yep. Ours have lost. Newcastle 1. Arsenal 0. So that's great news. That's great news for the table. That's great news for Spurs. I'm a happy guy today. This is
it is, and it's also in my opinion. In my opinion, I think it is good because Newcastle don't seem as potent as they were last year. They seem very up and down, and they don't seem as direct as last season because they've already lost a few matches here and there, and to only beat 1-0 Arsenal. I think that they're slacking. Well, they're not as good as last season, but that could be European competition. That could be.
No, that has to be part of it. That has to be.
But they're under more pressure to at least compete at the same level as last season, and that isn't easy. So,
Colin, can you on another screen? Can you pull up the table as it stands at the moment? I can see it on mine, but I can't pull it up on yours.
Yeah. 1 second here.
I think if Spurs score an early goal on Monday, Chelsea could be in for a hiding. They look a bit flaky to me. I can only judge it on one game, which isn't a lot. But when they played Arsenal, they should have walked that game in the end, and they folded. As soon as they were 2-0 up. As soon as it went 2-1, they were like nerves. They were gripped by nerves. It seemed to me. I don't know if you guys saw the game.
yeah, but we have to be wary as well, Adrian, because we were flying against Palace, and look what happened. We have to be. You know what I mean? We have to play football, do our work, but then control when we have to control. Because then you get a scare like against Palace, and you get, they bring one back, and then you get a dodgy hand ball, or you get a ricochet, and it goes. Do you know what I mean? We have to do our work, and we have to do it diligently.
Unless some player falls down for us and touches the ball and gives away a penalty, I don't see. I mean, that was a soft goal to give to Palace anyway, and whether it was handball is another matter. But,
but you know what I mean. You never know what can happen in those 7+ minutes that they give at the end of every match, and etc. etc. You could be 2-1 comfortably, thinking you've got the 3 points in the bag. You end up losing 3-2 because of 5 stupid minutes. So psychology is key as well, not just ball techniques.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just something to take into consideration. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Can you enlarge that, Cole?
I cannot, but I can save it and bring it back up in a different way. But that is the biggest I can get it right here. But 1 second.
I mean, I know exactly what it is. It's just so small there because I've got it on my own screen, but I've got something totally different.
Yeah.
But it shows that with the game, we've got a game in hand over Arsenal
Is that
now at
that
the
one?
moment, but we're 2 points in front of them with a game in hand.
So if we win tomorrow, we go to 29,
Yeah,
two above Man City, which is what we were before. Okay,
and 5 ahead of Arsenal.
and 5 ahead of Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Liverpool have got a game in hand.
Liverpool play Luton tomorrow. We don't play till Monday, so this table will change. We're the last people to play this time.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
the
sure,
first
sure.
Liverpool
first
win tomorrow, so they'll have 26 points as well.
Well, I don't know. I've gone for a draw in my predictions.
Well, are they Kenilworth Road?
Yeah,
Oh, well, I mean, the normal thing to do would be 3 points Liverpool, but you never know. I mean,
Right. Liverpool have been a weird one this season. They've definitely not been themselves. So
You never know.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But yeah.
could
to
be a
me,
six.
to me, I think Luton. Do you know what? Out of the teams that we've played, that I've seen us play this season, I thought the quickest front forwards that we've played against were Luton. I thought Luton's 3 forwards are absolutely rapid.
Better than, what's that, faster than Buemo and
Yeah, the 3 Fulham forwards are so fucking quick.
Faster
The
Man U
Lu-
and Liverpool on the wings.
Wait, you said Fulham. Did you mean you meant?
You mean Luton. You mean Luton,
Sorry,
yeah.
Luton Town.
Yeah.
Luton Town's
Yeah.
3 forwards were so quick
Hmm.
against us. I thought they were lightning, all 3 of them. And
I know their big centre forward was a bit that bruiser and a handful, wasn't he? You know, I can't remember his name.
But I just remember seeing the 3 players and thinking to myself, wow, they're quick.
Fitzpatrick says that we might not win the league, but we can get second or third. I just wanted to get that out there. And Gyros Peanut saying how nice it'll be to be 5 points clear of Arsenal. Hard to agree. I cut off Jose big time, but think about that, guys.
Going back to the midfield thing, Chris alluded to some of it as well earlier. But to me, it's the soul destroying and demoralising for your opponent if your midfielder smashing it. If your midfielder smashing their midfield, then your opponent gets demoralised, and to try and overcompensate, the defenders will make mistakes, and so will the attackers of the opposing team if you're dominating their midfield. And also, as can be seen from Tottenham, if we dominate in midfield, then you've got our defenders raise their levels big time as well. So the only thing we need to do is get all 3 of our forwards raising their levels at the same time, and then we'll get the complete performance, won't we? I mean, what I've said yesterday, and I'll say it again today, is I'm wanting to see, instead of a first half Tottenham or a second half Tottenham, I'd like to see at least 60 minutes of Tottenham, if not the whole game. But give me 60 minutes, and that's an improvement on 45. Yeah, I just want to see the boys play well for a bit longer period of time. And I think that would destroy anyone, let alone Chelsea, would destroy anyone if we can do that.
I don't see how they're going to cope with our pace. If Johnson, I want Johnson to play badly tomorrow instead of Richarlison. So, which he's had enough games. He needs to be rested and come back and have another go. And if not, he needs to be kicked out of the club in the summer because someone's going to buy him if he's playing crap in January. So he's got there's a few others that have been written off. We don't know what's happening with Lo Celso. Looks like he'll go. Sessegnon may yet surprise us. Ange may get a tune out of him. So we don't know. I mean, Gill and Johnson. Gill might end up staying. Gill and Johnson may be the solution on the left, unless Solomon's the solution over there and Johnson ends up coming on the right.
Hill is going to be a much better for us the way we play than Richarlison, because Hill is much more predictable. He's got much more up his sleeve, he's a little magician. So when he gets going, he's going to be a hell of a lot more useful. Definitely than Richarlison, because he's not even a one-trick pony. He doesn't do anything. He
tries hard. He just tries hard.
He tries hard, but every player tries hard.
Gill,
supposedly,
he can run forever.
That's why I said supposedly.
When before, sadly, Marine died and we were under Conte out in Korea, it was Gill.
Oh, sorry.
it was Gill and Pap Sarr who were the two fittest players. They were the two fittest. When everyone was dying on the grass, them two were the two fittest. I mean,
Who's that?
Gill gets a little bit of bad press because he's always a bit lightweight and all that. But, I mean, like, if he does the job, I don't care if he's wispy. If he can do a job, he definitely do a job as an impact sub. He'll terrorise defences. But we'll see if he's happy. Now, him and Lo Celso, see, they might have had a change of mind because now that Conte's gone. I mean, Conte pissed quite a few of them players off. And now the shackles have been released, we're seeing what some of them can do, can't we? But, like, I want to see more of Gill, I want to see more of him, So
Hill's a very good player. He's a very good player. He just needs more continuity and to get used to the system day in, day out. And one thing's training, but another thing is playing against your opponents, not just coming off the bench. You need to, you know what I mean? You need more
Sorry, Colin, you're all right for time, aren't you, for a minute?
I'm actually having to run pretty soon. Like, if we
okay, let me ask another question then before you got to go. Right, of the panel, right? So we're discussing Hill and that, you guys, at the moment. So I'm going to set that at the moment. The squad that we have that Ange can pick from, if they're all fully fit, even playing field from day one, they're all fit, right? Who are the front three that fit Postecoglou's system the best?
Johnson, Son,
Adrian.
Johnson,
I agree.
Son, Kulu.
That's what I was going to say too.
Good balance. I mean,
That's
the
right,
balance. I'll give you something different.
Right,
Okay,
they're all able.
Chris, who do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree. Brennan on the left, Kulu on the right, and Sonny up front. And they
See,
can
I
interchange as well.
I don't agree. I think that the front three, right, and this is where I disagree with the three of you. The front three for me that suit Ange's football the best and the way he plays would be Hill, Son, and Brennan Johnson, because he wants people that are quick, speed of thought, speed of foot, speed of pass.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what he wants, and so therefore Hill is a better fit than any of the other wingers we've got in an Ange ball system. If you look at his previous clubs that he's managed, Hill is that perfect fit for him.
I agree.
Whoa, we got a
I
Chelsea
agree. I
fan in
agree.
the
I'm
house.
just going on current form.
Hi, Nippon.
Same.
Good evening,
Nippon,
Nippon. How
what
are
is
you?
up, my friend? How are you, bud? Good to have you here, man. Excited for the match. I hope you guys are ready to get beat. And then he said, "Woolwich Scum lost." Hell yeah, they did. Now I feel bad for saying we're going to beat you guys. Sorry about that.
Nippon, you've got to get a few of us on your channel because we're the rivals.
Yes.
For game.
Please do that. Yeah, we'll get you on here.
Talk about Jimenez and other players. I mean, well, why do we bring your man in, Jose Velez? Velez should be. If Richie goes, Velez should be the one that steps in. If he goes in the summer, if they get rid of him, right? Velez.
Two different players, though, isn't it?
Velez is a 9, so that means Sonny wouldn't be playing a 9. You'd have to move Sonny's position.
Well, Sonny will be going away for a couple of weeks. Like, we'll only miss him for 12 days because they're two tournaments, the Asian Cup and the AFCON. They both overlap the winter break. The winter break's from the 14th of January to the 30th, and them two foreign competitions run from about 12th of January to about 12th of Feb. So we'll only miss them 3 players, Senegal and Mali, make the final of the AFCON Cup, and Son gets to the cup final of the Asian Cup. We'd miss them for 3 games. The 3 games would be Brentford at home on the 30th of January, Everton away, and then it's Brighton at home, I think, when I was looking at it. But that's only if all them 3 players make their finals. If they don't, they're going to be back earlier. And I don't see the 2 African players meeting in the finals. I just don't think that's going to happen. Senegal, I think, are the better team, right? But we won't lose them. We could lose 2. We might have, if they all get knocked out in the first 2 weeks, we'll have them back.
It'd be good for us. Maybe not great for their morale, but they'll be fine. They're pros. They can handle it.
So anyway, if they're away, like I'm saying, if Son's away, unless Richarlison's had a sudden gold streak prior to that, Velez will get game times. You got the FA Cup game on the 6th of January on a Saturday, the 3rd round. There's that game, so we don't know if he'll make a few changes then. And we don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 games anyway round to that transfer window, do we? So who's going to get a chance, who hasn't? I'm loving it because I don't know what Ange is going to do. I'd expect Brendan Johnson to play away at Arsenal. To start there of all places.
Yeah, who would have expected that? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and he did show a bit, didn't he? 2 chances he had. So I want Johnson to play Monday there.
So just to answer dry roasted peanut, is Hill and Solomon too similar? For me, it's one or the other. I think it's night and day between them both.
No.
Yeah, they're fairly different in my opinion as well.
It's night and day. I think the close ball control skill that Hill has is far superior to Solomon's. And I also think that Hill knows what he's going to do, where I find Solomon's indecisive. But Hill's more decisive than Solomon. That's my opinion.
Hill, yeah. I think the only thing that I agree with you totally, 100%, Jose. But I think the only thing that Solomon may have over Hill is that he's 2-footed. Because when he takes players on the outside, Solomon can either bring it back, like cut back, or cross, whilst Hill is predominantly left-footed. So I think that Solomon is more, 2-footed than Hill, but the rest of it, I mean, Hill is far superior player in my opinion.
I think Hill's a little bit more direct. When I seen Solomon play as a cameo, he came on the right. He looked tricky in and out, weaving out sort of winger. Hill would sort of make his mind up and go one way and just go, and what I've seen. But on the left-hand side, Solomon did have 2 assists against Burnley away. So at least he's a winger that looks up. Mind you, so does Hill. I think Hill's faster in a more direct line, a little bit faster, quicker. I haven't seen stats, so I could be wrong, but just to the eye test. So
I think Hill might not be as quick. I think Hill's a little slower, but a little more technical and a little better of a passer.
Definitely.
Put Hill in a straight line. Put Hill in a straight line, Colin. Hill's rapid. Honestly, he's deceiving. He is quick. Put him in a straight line, and he's quick. He's deceiving. He's quick. Honestly, he's
just had bad luck. I think he's just had bad luck at Spurs.
Guys, I am currently getting in trouble with the wife. I've gone longer than I said I was going to go on the stream. Do you guys want? So, Jose, you guys?
I've got to shoot as well. I've got to go to the family as well, mate. So.
Yeah,
we're going.
I mean, if anything, you know what? I can go for another 30 minutes. I can go till 8 o'clock. So if people want to have a chat, I can go on till 8. Go on. I'll go on till 8.
All right. Okay. Well, gang, hey, I just want to say, everybody, it's been wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Chris, Meta Football TV, and Adrian Stroka.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for being on. Thank you guys both so much. And Jose, thank you, man.
No worries.
Have fun.
Take care,
Yep. See you guys in a bit.
No, mate.
Take care, Cole. Bye.
Where's Ellie when you need her?
Totspur's saying, Chris, give us a smile, bud. The Scum lost today. That's worth a little smile. I don't know whether he means
who's that, me?
I don't know whether he means you or Chris Peters.
Yay! Well, that's for me anyway.
And Sheree's come in with Woolwich Wanderers has lost 2 games in a row. 1 in the league, obviously, and 1 in the cup.
That's true, yeah. They lost the other day.
Now we are truly the only undefeated team in the league. We're relying on getting knocked out of the League Cup, on penalties.
We're the only undefeated. Yeah, that's true. And we were the only undefeated team in Tottenham as well.
Yeah.
That's a good one as well.
So Totspurs, I gave an update earlier, so I'm going to tell you, Totspurs. So far, you've scored 3 points after 6 games today.
1 point.
And Sheree, you have scored, if you're still with us, 5 points after 6 games today. So
well done, everybody.
There we go. Chris is a bit sour because he missed yesterday.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I am a bit, to be honest. I like playing this game, but that's all right. It's all good. I'll whip your asses anyway. Don't worry.
Steve D. Hi guys. I totally admit I'm as shallow as fuck, but this result gives me wood.
Big up to Steve D. He always says hello to me, so hello back to you. Much appreciated.
So chaps, right, because I haven't looked at any news today either. You could probably enlighten me if you both have. Are we linked with anyone today or not?
Cristiano Ronaldo, I think.
Well,
only joking.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of yesterday actually because I haven't been on my news feeds today and I haven't updated my page. I don't think too much is happening. Don't think too much is happening. We were linked with Jimenez, weren't we? We were linked with the centre back.
Who's that? Who's the Jimenez? Sorry, I missed that one, Adrian. Who's Jimenez?
The one who plays for PSV or one of the Dutch clubs, the Mexican striker. Is it Jimenez?
Oh, Feyenoord. Santiago
Yeah.
Jimenez. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Guissi at Stuttgart, we've been linked with or something.
Girassi. Yeah, okay.
Him. The usual suspects in the centre-back role when we make a move for Lloyd Kelly in January. Again, Tosin Adarabaro because they're both in the last year of their contract, so we're going to go for them. Right? If they're quick players, if they're quick and move the ball quickly and they can ball it on the ground, they'll be Ange players, won't they? You know, if they're in the Van der Ven mode and only half as quick, they'll do it. You know what I mean? Because he moves around a pitch like an intercept missile. So so there's those. We were linked a little while ago. I haven't checked him out for Cambiasso at Juventus, the left back.
He's multi. Yeah, I sorry about that. I heard you just jumping on that, Adrian. I heard you say that he was a left back. He's a right winger. He's a right wing back. He's multifaceted.
He can play left midfield and right back as well. And also, if you recall, a couple of seasons ago, now it can be. As soon as I get anything Italian, I'm thinking Paratici's fingerprints on this, right? Because he's still acting consultant. And the other guy at Roma, do you remember Paluski, the 21-year Polish? He's got 200 caps. He plays on as left back again. Roma. And also,
who's that? I don't know that. I don't know who that is.
Young, is that under 21? I think it's 21. Under 21.
I'll have to check him out.
We seem to like going for like young to like under 21s, you know, sort of 24s and unders. We seem to be looking at. I mean,
but they're malleable though. They're malleable because if you get like the 26 and over, for example, they've had a career already, so to speak. They've probably been through the mill. Yeah, they bring experience. But Ange can mould these players into what he wants and get the most out of them. And probably, if you want to sell them on in 2-3 years' time, you probably make a profit or break even at least, instead of buying Richarlisons that you're going to take a hit when you sell them on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can sell them. So I think that makes sense. So.
Sorry, just look at this comment from Steve D. Shy Havertz doing his best to make Richie look value. I didn't watch the game, so I'm relying on what Stevie D says. Steve, this is...
he got a book and he could have been sent off first half, Havertz.
Steve D's hoping that you're well, Chris.
As well as can be. Thank you very much, Steve. All the best to you too.
Alan Sibley's coming in with Arteta will be crying so much in his interview.
Good.
Which one? What? Sorry, what year is that from? Is that from the match or is that from like 2 years ago?
I don't know. Has he been a crybaby all his life then, Chris?
I think he has. Yeah. He was. Yeah. He did. Yeah. He didn't last long there anyway. But he went off to Rangers and PSG and all that. So good luck to him anyway.
So Totspurs, I'm just going to give you a quick update for Totspurs because you're here, right? At the moment, I've got 3 points after 6 games. Colin has 2. Wayne Bonner has 3. Totspurs, you've got 3. Jim has 2. Bobby K has 1, 2, 3. Bobby K has 3. Ellie has 4. Chris Peters has 5. Dry Roasted Peanut has 6. Beer Talk has 3. Dave Harris from the Irish Hotspur has 4. Brian Daigle has 2. Sheree has 5. Who's News has 4. Carl Simpson has 5. John Fitz has 1. And Adrian has 6. So they're the latest points. I ain't put them into a table yet, but that's where we are. But suffice to say, at the top, Ellie is clear from you by 2 points. I think Totspur, she's clear now. So she was a point clear of you, and I think she's 2 points clear of you.
28 games to go.
Yeah, there's loads of time left. Yeah, but these people just really want to know, which is good. It's interesting. It keeps them hungry and wanting to know. And then you've got Steve D's coming in with Boys just go bananas. North London is Lily White. Normal services resumed. True.
I've got a question for you too,
Go on in. And for the chat, not just us two.
and for the chat as well, because I want your feelings on this, on our final positions. You know, because I think we can get third this season. We may do better. I don't know, right? I said fifth at the beginning of the season because I didn't expect this. I don't think anyone did.
Oh, you still went for fifth?
Yeah, I still went for fifth. Yeah, I'm positive. So we've got 26 points. Yeah, there's 28 games to go. So if we won 14 games, we would have 68 points. And if we lost the other 14, or the equivalent amount of points if it was draws and wins, right? So 67 points got Liverpool fifth last year. Fifth gets you Champions League. If we only win 14 games, that means we could possibly lose 14. You can do the maths any other way, draws and whatever. We get Champions League. I think we've had such a good start. We've got so many points in the bank that I think we're nailed on for fifth minimum. And that's just me. I just want to think like those in the panel and you two. Do you think we're going to get Champions League football? Let's forget about the dream about it.
I think Champions League football. Sorry, Chris, I'm just going to jump in. I think Champions League football this season, for the way the season's panning out and everything, I think just to finish in the top four. I'm not even talking fifth now. I'm just going to say top four because the top four definitely getting Champions League. Fifth is still dependable on a few things. There's still a few variables to make fifth happen for this season. I think that the mid-70s gets you in the top four this season. I don't think it's as low as last year. I think the bar's been set higher. I think you're going to have to get into the mid-70s.
On average, since 1992, if this doesn't work out correctly, on average, 71.5, we know that's 72 points, really. 71.5 points on average gets you top four. Now, it has been lower and it has been higher over a period of time, obviously, but that's the average. So 72 points. So we'd have to then win what? We've got 26, you know. We
need another 48.
48. We're going to win 16 games out of the last 28, basically, or the equivalent in points of 16 wins.
I think it's going to be mid-70s to get you in the top four. Definitely to guarantee you in the top four, mid-70s gets you in the top four. Is what I'm going to say.
Because I just don't see when people say, "Oh yeah, what happens when we get a slump? We go up a slump." To me, a slump for Spurs with our two defenders we got and our goalkeeper would be if you draw a couple of games, you lose 4 points, don't you? And then you might lose one, and we're going to lose the odd game, aren't we? You're going to lose the odd game. So
I'm not subscribing to that, Adrian. I'm not looking for a defeat. I'm not looking for a defeat. Sorry,
Chris. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the start that we've had up until now has been incredible. No one expected this, especially from the famous 23 years, the last 23 years. Even under Poch, no one expected to be where we are now. And I think that, as I was saying before, I think the momentum is brilliant. We are, you know, we're steamrolling everything. Yeah, we've had a few hiccups here and there, but the momentum's good, as I said. I think that Champions is very doable, but we have to be careful. If Ange loses a few players like out of injury, or if we don't do our due diligence in the transfer window to compensate the loss of, as I said, injuries or tournaments like mid-season tournaments, the African one and whatever, that could be detrimental. And I'm just saying things that are logical, but they have to be said because being top of the league, if we win tomorrow, of course, for yet another Monday. Another week. Sorry, yeah, Monday. For yet another week is all good and dandy. You know, it's all fine and dandy. But what happens if a slump occurs, and it can occur because it's football and things can turn around pretty quickly, negatively. And it's not being pessimistic; it's just being realistic. The same as when you had great teams, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, for example, the Arsenals, whatever, and then they don't carburate, they don't function. Well, look at Newcastle. Newcastle had a brilliant season last season, and now look at them now. Yes, I mean, okay, we're only a third of the season. Anything can happen. They can still win the league and blow everyone away, but now they're not functioning. You know, they're doing okay, but I expect everyone at the club is thinking we're not as high as we should be now because we set the bar pretty high last season. So, I mean, people, teams go up and go down. The fluctuation exists. Why isn't it going to exist for us? I mean, it's just being realistic and just taking it all into consideration.
Sorry, just go back to what you just asked, Adrian. Sorry, what you just asked. You've got audio out is saying that we'll finish between second and fourth.
Okay.
Steve D says top 6 is still a great result. We're miles ahead of target. Anything better is a bonus.
Okay.
Steve's come back in with league is stronger than ever. Villa, Newcastle in the mix as well as Arsenal, Liverpool, City. Just loving the progress on and off the pitch. And then he said, let's see where we land once everyone has played each other. Regardless, it's positive. But we have a question.
Okay.
And whether you said just finished off saying, Chris says you're spot. Steve D says you're spot on, Chris. Question that we've got is coming from Totspurs.
Thank you
for the panel, right? And the question Totspurs poses is, how many points do you think it will take to win the league this season?
I don't know what the average is.
High 80s, low 90s.
About 96 round there, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, like, but there are. Hang on. We're talking 28 games to go. 328's 81 points. So the most we could get 81 on 26.
84, 328.
84. Sorry, 84. So on 26,
110.
110. I
Jeez,
think
that's not going to happen.
it's going to be in the 90s. Where? I don't know.
The average is probably lower.
Closer together this group this year, and I
Yeah.
think it would be lower. I think it'll be about 94, 93, round about there. But I don't know. I'm just guessing.
So I couldn't tell you what the average is, but in recent seasons, the league has been destroyed by teams getting over 90 points to win the league. And some have reached 100, as we well know.
Yeah, Man City. Is it Man City?
Yeah, Man City, Liverpool got up there.
No, Liverpool. Yeah, okay.
Got up there as well. So it's a lot. It does come into late in these last few seasons. It's been a lot of points that have won you the league. Other seasons have not been as high as what we've had recently. So if you look at all the Premiership and you did the average is probably going to be lower than what the league's been won by in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Because when it's
I
been
think it's gonna-
a wider margin, it's been when Man City, Liverpool just pulled away from everyone and beaten everyone. Now you've got a little group like we're in and all around us, down to about 8th and all that are beating each other as well. They're leveling it up a bit.
That's why I said, that's why I said high 80s, low 90s. That's what I think, because you're definitely gonna lose against Man City, probably against Liverpool away, things like that, and then you're gonna beat them at home, so to speak. So it's going to level out, or a draw here and there. It's going to level out. So those points you're going to lose at some point, and they are as well. So
the draw thing's interesting to me because, like, you look at it coldly, you think you drew against a team. We're in a title race, whether we win it or not. You think we've dropped 2 points, but not necessarily because
you've gained one. You've gained one.
Yeah, we gained one, but also, if you've drawn against Man City away, or you've drawn against Liverpool away, or say Villa away, even though they're doing well, or Newcastle, or Brighton, then these are teams that are rivals. So you've not necessarily, it's not a bad result then, you know. So like. Points and affecting your chase and a challenge. If you draw against Luton at home or Bournemouth or lesser teams without being disrespectful to them, then it is like 2 points dropped. You feel bad about it. So draws aren't. I know there's the win's better. You get 3. You only get 1 for a draw, but sometimes that 1 point can be a big point. So we'll see. On the spin lap. I don't see that happening unless we have catastrophic injury list or combined with suspensions. If players start picking up too many bookings, I don't see it happening. So, yeah, I'm confident we're going to be in Europe next year, whatever happens, but we'll see. I'm enjoying I'm living the dream and enjoying the moment.
Yeah, but are we going to be in the league where we're visiting Italy, Spain, Germany? Or are we going to be in the league where we're visiting Austria and Switzerland and places like that? Or are we going to be in the league where you go and meet teams from Liechtenstein, Moldova, and Estonia and places like that? What
we won't
league
be in
are
the Conference League. We won't be in the UEFA Cup either. Europa Cup now.
so you're saying we're going to Spain, Italy, Germany?
Well, we're going to be in the Champions League.
There you go. Spain, Italy, and Germany.
I reckon as well. And if we don't, it's going to be by an extremely fine margin because something went wrong that was totally unexpected throughout the season. Because I think things are being done well, and it's thanks to a few good men. You know.
Yeah, this is why I'm hoping now Langer's in. His name's pronounced Langer. It sounds like Lange.
Yeah, Langer. Langer.
Lang's in with Scott, man. I mean, you got so now that the recruitment team are in place. They've got quite a while to January. They've got enough time to speak to Ange about who we'd like players to him, you know, whether they're what he's looking for, regarding place and all the stats, whatever, before the scouts go and do their eye test, and then do the due diligence on a player to make sure we don't get another end on belly, you know, with the wrong attitude and all that. Make sure the player's got the right attitude, and then hopefully, because Ange hinted and his press conference, well, it'd be great to get done early. So they've got these lists and we can pounce and get a couple of deals done because we've done a lot of the background prior to January in the first week. That'll be a big thing. I expect us to be flying high then. So if we're flying on, we get two in, and let's be getting cheaper players in under the radar ones, which they've had a look at or they like the look of. Right. Then if we've got in, you know, then it's full speed to the end of the season with the squad we've got. Because if we're in the Champions League next season, we're going to have to spend. I don't care. I mean, we're going to have to spend and get a few more players in the summer. Definitely get a few more, and just so as we can. No point being in the Champions League if you can't compete when you're in it, which is no point. You might as well win the Europa League. You know, in the latter stages when you've got the harder games when the Champions League's dropouts are in there, like, you know. So I just think, I want a left centre back or a quality centre back if he ain't left footed, and a left back in if Ange can't perform a miracle with Sessegnon.
Fair enough.
Centre back, whatever happens. Who we get, I don't know.
There we go. You've got Alan Sibley. Arteta hasn't been interviewed yet, but apparently he has said that it's disgraceful and embarrassing that the goal was given.
Has he come out of the club school of moaning or something?
He's got his own school, Arteta, mate, and I think it was devised and derived well before Klopp's. Chris was saying he's been crying all his life, so I reckon this school's been there.
He'll probably want the game replayed.
Yeah, probably. Arteta's just a little bitch. He just moans all the time.
He's won an FA Cup, though.
And it's, mate, I've won medals when I played football in England. Who gives a shit about that? It's just Christ almighty. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, credit to him, but so I don't know. You can be a good winner and you can be a good loser.
He's neither.
Who's that?
He's neither a good winner nor a good loser.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that's right. He's neither, which is a shame because he's got the makings of a good manager. Which, you know, I'm just talking football. I don't care about the rivalry. I'm talking about football now. He's got the makings of a good manager. He's been to multiple good teams, so he must know a bit about football. He's played a bit. He's had good mentors. Comes from a great philosophy of football. It's a shame that he's a bit of a dick. So
he's Spanish like me.
He's Basque. He's from the Basque country.
What I'm going to say is, Chris, he's Spanish like me, but he has no grace. He's not gracious about anything at all, and he's certainly grown up to be probably had a more privileged life than myself. but he's certainly grown up to be absolutely different to what I am. I was brought up to be graceful, you know, win, lose, do you know what I mean? But not to the extent where he's bitter all the time when winning or losing. There's always something, do you know what I mean?
I suppose, I don't know, maybe he's just entitled because he thought that he was a kid prodigy because he was at the Masia from the Barcelona's academy, and maybe he's just I don't know, he's got a pimple to burst you know, on his right butt cheek because he didn't make it at Barcelona and he had to go out to PSG and Rangers and all these clubs, which, you know, fair play to them, but they're not Barcelona. Maybe he's just got a chip on his shoulder and he thinks he's a dog's bollocks when he isn't, but he has the makings and he can turn it around because he's still young. But he's no Pep Guardiola, that's for sure.
No one is he? Pep can be a bit,
I mean,
but he's not too bad, is he? Let's be fair. He's reasonable.
Listen, I'll tell you a bit about Pep for the chat and for the both of you. Jose knows I'm doing a football course at the moment, and on Monday I was in a technical and tactical class, 3-hour course on Monday, and the guy that was teaching us who was giving the class said that you've got managers and you've got Pep Guardiola who's an alien, so no one's going to be Pep Guardiola ever. That is how highly rated he is in the football world. You can love Mourinho, you can love Klopp, you can love Ancelotti, you can love anyone you want, but within the football world, and this is coming from a teacher that is an actual football manager, right? Pep Guardiola is years above everyone else, and that is like, that's what they say, and that's how they regard him. So you can win, lose, draw, you can have bad games, you can throw tantrums, but they regard him as the best manager within the football world.
He's won 5 out of 6 titles, and Klopp won the other one, so that tells its own story. It might be 6 out of 7.
No, but it's not what you win, because he didn't win the Champions League in Bayern Munich, and he was shit. You know, I mean, how can you do that? It's just the way he perceives the game, and it's what he does to get to his goals. It's the way he perceives football that no one else does. It's just he's totally changed football around, for good or for worse.
People coming in commenting.
Sure.
He's now said it twice on screen. Love it.
Probably a glitch.
And Evening Rich has just come in and said Cryteta interview is one for the ages. He needs a hug. So I haven't seen the interview, obviously. I haven't seen the game because I've been on it, so I haven't watched none of it at all. But I've got no doubt. I mean, it was on Sky, so the interview's going to be on Sky. Although, I'll probably end up watching Match of the Day, or I've got Match of the Day recording, so I'll probably see the interview that he gives on Match of the Day and not the one that these gentlemen are all referring to at the moment. So,
well, we could be certain that the pundits are going to be debating that goal then over and over and over and over again all weekend, can't you? Because they love that stuff, don't they? They love the controversy. They've always got one that will play devil's advocate, and one will say yes, and one will say no. You know. So.
I wonder whether Ian Wright will be on the panel tonight with Gary and Shearer. Because Shearer will be the one that's like, and Wright would be, should have been a goal, should have been disallowed.
Well, they all play their part, though, don't they? I mean, you've got to have the one that contests it all, and the other one that says you're just a donkey, and all for the ratings, really. I mean, I'd really love to sit down with these people and have a heartfelt chat about football, to know what they really think about it, because if it's all for the ratings, then it's pointless.
Tospers coming and saying everyone says Pep is the leader in the style of football he plays. How long has Ange Ball been playing his style?
Probably since he perfected it, or whatever, since his Australia. He was in Australia and Japan, I suppose. Perhaps. Sorry, Adrian.
Pep is the leader in the style of football he plays. How long has Ange been playing his style?
For the panel, and for those of you in the chat, as you're doing courses, Chris, right?
Yeah.
Do you go on? There's a YouTube channel which is absolutely brilliant. It's called Football Made Simple, and on there, there's one video I recommend. It's 2 actually that I recommend everyone go and watch. One is the importance of Zone 14, And the one is, I forget what it's called, but it's about Pep Guardiola and his and he talks about 20 zones, because there's 18 zones on the pitch anyway, like, you know, but Pep takes it a step further to 20, and there's a football made simple. Add it, and then just go and look for the importance of zone 14. It's a real eye opener. It really is an eye opener. If I can get the link, I'll do it. I've got both.
Oh, that's fine. That's no problem.
Chris, did you see the interview after the last match with Sky? So it was Carragher and Neville were interviewing Ange after we'd beaten Palace 2-1.
I saw clips of it. Yeah. What do you want to talk about precisely? What
So
about?
So when they talked about the Pep.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
How long you been copying Pep style? And he goes, yeah, once a week. And then Gary Neville says, yeah, I used to copy him as well. And he turned around and said to him, how did that go?
How did that go for you? Yeah. And then he walked off and he goes, I'm going to watch Man City now. And he's brilliant. I mean, he's just brilliant. He's just, and I'm sure he's like that in his day-to-day life as well. You know, probably a bit more toned down because he's not. He doesn't have to be, you know, he doesn't have to bring his teeth out, his gnashes out against the press. But I'm sure that he's like that in his day-to-day as well. He's just so Aussie in his approach to life, and you know, he's down to earth and don't F with him, but he's still warm and, you know, you can he's approachable, so to speak. So
and saying, put your money on Arteta getting sacked in the next 16 months. It's all going to go wrong for him. Rich says one shot on target and all Arteta can do is blame the ref. And Top Spurs has come in with just asking, didn't Ange play under Puskas? Yes, Ange did play under Puskas.
Yeah, he did.
Only for one season.
Yeah, for one season. Yeah, but Puskas, Puskas played at Real Madrid in the 60s, I think it was. But it doesn't mean that Puskas was, I don't know.
The front three.
It wasn't Cruyff. I mean, come on. But yeah, you do. What's that?
Front three was who?
The front three was Di Stefano, Gento, and Puskas.
Gento.
Yeah. And Puskas, the reason the goal award's named after him, because he scored a measly 618 goals in 619 games and 84 goals in 85 internationals, known as the Galloping Major, because that was his rank in the Hungarian army. And Puskas got all his stuff. I could give you a little chat on it one day by learning from the Spurs coaches that went out to Hungary to teach them to play the Spurs way as well. And that's how it happened. So
Puskas is
he's a legend in his own right.
Guys, if you look in the private channel, you see that link to Pep on the video, the Pep way of playing and all that.
Thanks for that, Adrian.
It's a real good look, and go and look at, while you're on Football Made Simple, go and look at the importance of Zone 14, because it's a cracker.
Will do.
It's a cracker. I keep going back and revisiting it to refresh myself.
Well, I'm sorry to cut you out. I have to go. So I've got to put the kids to bed. So I will say goodbye. Thank you very much for having me on again.
Thanks everyone in the chat. While the game was on, while the Arsenal game was on. You can all go on Arsenal TV now and watch Robbie and all his mates moan like and lead a
That will not be happening in my life. So anyway.
Yeah, we got anyway. Take care. Thank you very much, sir.
See you later,
no problem. Take care, people. Bye.
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 Yeah, so anyone that wants to see what Adrian has been talking about, I've just put the link in there for people. If they want to see it.
Yeah, and Football Made Simple. What they do, they go over the tactics and analysis. They pick certain games, whether in Europe or here in the Premier League, and it's really good. I mean, it's what they do. Well, I'll say no more. You just go. I would subscribe.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've been on it because you told me all about Zone 14, so I went and watched stuff. I watched Zone 14 and I went and watched stuff after that. So, I for me, I'm already subscribed to the channel, so
yeah, I am as well. Obviously, I am as well. Yeah.
But there we go. So, Adrian, I said I only stay on till 8 o'clock, and it's now 20 past. How long? Sorry, what is your night consist of later on, mate? What are you going to be doing? 'Cause I heard you say you're not having a beer.
I need to go all the news feeds just to catch up on all these, wild left field rumours connecting us with every man and his dog.
Yeah.
Need to check a few videos out. If anyone's posted a couple of videos out with some interesting facts, whether Sean Butler's been on and people like that, you should go and have a look at his videos and that. Then see like what's out there and then post all that stuff on. Just go and have a look on my Twitter account.
Yeah.
Just to see who's added or whatever. See if anyone's messaged me or whatever. And then after that, I might see if there's there's usually some late podcasts on. There'll probably be a few on there that Arsenal have lost. Right, I won't go on the Arsenal ones actually. No, because what I tend to do is if any of you guys or any of the others that run these podcasts that I sit in, I'll always post when I go in there. What I always do is always post like, if you love Spurs, hate Arsenal, subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. But I do it on every podcast I go on. I mean, I don't run one myself, so I've just got the page. So I just do that, and I just hope there's a few people that are following these other podcasts that actually do subscribe and smash the like button.
Yeah, me, I'm gonna chill tonight. I've only come back shopping with the family, and I jumped on here straight away, so I've got to get back to them as well. But I'll probably end up chilling. Whether I watch Match of the Day or not, I don't know, because I've got it on record, so I could wait till tomorrow, I suppose. I'm debating if I'm still up and I've done with the family, I might log into 3 Spurs boys tonight.
Oh right, are they on?
Yeah, after 10.
I might. I mean, old game and all. I mean, like, I've only ever played one game. It's an old game out there called RuneScape. I don't know if people have heard of it, but like, I've played that for 18 years or so. You know what I mean? So it's the only game I'll ever play. So like, I might nip on there for an hour or so or whatever. All depends on what's out there and what I get done.
Yeah.
So should take me long. It doesn't take me long to look at the page, about an hour and I'm done.
Yeah.
And I can sort of multitask while if I'm listening on another podcast, I can do a lot of that news feed stuff while it's all going on, you know what I mean? So multitask it all, But I just which the page is doing brilliant, Because I don't know about Tottenham Hotspur bed gowns, mate. This isn't one. This is just one of the I've got just one. See this fleece? I've got one which is that on the outside. It's navy blue, which I would probably wear if Spurs were away at Newcastle or something like that, and I'd wear it in an away game probably. That's hanging up in there, like one at a time. So that is navy blue, but that's not a Spurs one either. It's just navy blue. Spurs probably do sell gowns, but what quality they are, whether they're thin or not, I don't know. So.
I'm going to tidy it up. I'm going to probably speak to Colin tonight. His day off today, but he's gone out with his missus. And I'll probably speak to Colin, and I don't think we'll be on tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Or if Colin wants to come on, he may be on. I won't be on because I want to have a day. Been doing this solidly for the last 4 weeks and not had a day. I just want to have a day. So maybe there may not be a show tomorrow. If there is, it'll be with Colin. Just to let everyone know, I've asked Colin because we're in different time zones, I've said to Colin to help himself and help the channel further. He should go and start doing maybe some podcasts on American time. Because these podcasts that we're doing jointly with him are on European time.
Yeah.
Which kind of doesn't fit at the moment for him, so to speak, but fits for me, but not for him. So I've said to him, look, take some time, go and do some American ones. So when it's my 2 a.m. or whatever it is over here, quite a few of the Americans go online and do their podcast, their chat podcast. I said to him that he should do the same. So he'll probably be on there.
I think their clocks change tomorrow.
Yeah, they do change tomorrow, yeah.
Right.
But still,
maybe. It depends what time zone you're in, whether you're east or west coast.
I think he's 5 hours difference. Jacob's is 6 hours difference.
Yeah, and if you're in Montreal, if you're in Vancouver in Canada, like one of my friends is, there's 8 hours difference.
Yeah. So I just said to him to maybe go and look and to do some content. but in the wee hours of the morning for me. So he's doing it so he can get a bit more of an American following, so to speak. Because there are a few American channels out there. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
channels.
We've got Spurs have got, for those in the chat, Spurs have got the fastest growing fans in America than any other team. And we've got, even though there's only 50 states in America, mind you, they're big, them states out there. I mean, we've got well over 50 Spurs, official Spurs supporter club in America. It's probably about 70 or 80. You know, it might even be over 100 now, I don't know. Throughout the world, it's probably about 500. You know,
Right.
but
Just for, sorry, Ellie's put a comment in there. Ellie, just for you, right, because we were wrapping up. If you're still on, these are the scores so far. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We've had 7 games played so far this weekend. And at the moment, I've scored 3 points. Colin has scored 2 points. Wayne Bonner has scored 3 points. Tot Spurs has scored 3 points. Jim has scored 2. Bobby K has scored 3. Ellie, you have scored 4. Chris Peters has scored 5. Dry Roasted Peanut has scored 6. Beer Talk has scored 3. Dave Harris from the Irish Hotspur scored 4. Brian Daigle's got 2. Sheree's got 5. Who's News has got 5. Carl Simpson has 6. And John Fitz has 1. And Adrian has 6. So that's where they are at the moment. If you're wanting to know, I think that you're 2 points ahead. I think that you're 2 points ahead at the top from maybe Tot Spurs. And I think I might have gone into third, but I'm not sure. But there's still 3 games to go. So you, yeah, as Tot Spurs says, you have the bragging rights at the moment.
yeah, mind you, Ellie, if you break financial fair play raise, you'll get a points deduction.
So that's it. So that's it. If people want to watch the 3 Spurs boys, they'll be on tonight. They're on at 10:30 UK time, so that's like 2 hours time. I think, if I read rightly, I think they might have Tottenham on tour on tonight with them.
That'll be Brian Daigle.
Yeah, so Coombe the gang, and Tottenham on tour. That's as far as I'm aware. So to me, that's Brian. That'll be Ben, Brian, Coover, and Bobby.
It could be Brian Ireland as well.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got any other guests on, but as far as I was aware,
He's part of Tottenham on tour.
yeah, as far as I was aware, it's Tottenham on tour that are on them tonight. So yeah, if people want to go and watch that, it's good fun. And there we go. And any last thoughts before we go, Adrian?
I'm so looking forward to the game Monday. I'm really excited now. It's a thing about going to the stadium. I'm 68 years of age, and it still has, even the old one and the new one now, especially. When I go to them games, I'm like a big kid, you know what I mean? Going to football, it just brings out the big kid in you, like, you know, and the atmosphere, and it's a day out now.
Yeah.
The stadium's open 2 hours before the kick-off. You know, it closes a couple of hours after, or an hour and 3/4 after, whatever. You've got virtually a whole day. The fan zone out the back on the south stand and all that's good. That's where Sean Butler will probably be doing his interviews after the game. I dare say Ellie will be there. I'll be there. Ben and Sim Tottenham TV might be there, and others, you know, Henry Wright, who partners Sean on one part of his podcasts, stuff like that. So then you get Marlon and Ash Matek from the Southview boys. They're good. They're trying to get. I hope they get their chat up, podcast up, because it's good. It is what Ash Matek, brilliant on stats. So they'll be there after the game, I suppose. You know, and I hope we're all celebrating a comfortable win.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm going to go. We'll probably, as I said to everyone, I'll probably be back on Monday. Not sure whether Colin will be on tomorrow or not. We'll discuss it later and we'll find out. But yeah, until Monday, all I've got to say is come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up the channel. Ooh.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.
You should be doing player ratings to encourage a crowd as well when you come on.